All right, guys, welcome back. It's your boy JGM here with Polymarket, and I want to cover a very important concept that I think is going to be very beneficial for all you traders come 2026. Now, what the heck am I even talking about? What I'm talking about is a way to be able to gauge market sentiment based on prediction and priced in events within the market. Number one thing I always see within the program is people ask me, well, how do we know when the market shifts sentiment, and or how do we know certain events that are expecting in the future are becoming priced in or not? Well, I have the answer for you. Now, again, this is 100% my opinion, 100% my belief, but this is the way that I'm trying to get an edge on the market and something that I can utilize for the coming years. This is none other than Polymarket. Now, a lot of you guys haven't heard of this. It's coming to the US. It is not as exactly fully regulated here in the US. They filed to be able to be regulated in 2026, which is, I think, a huge step. But for those of you guys that don't know what Polymarket is a prediction event website. You can actually pick and place bets on prediction of events coming up. So regardless of what it is, they have stuff from even, will a balloon deflate during the 2025 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Who will Trump nominate as Fed chair president? Betting on sports betting. But most importantly, we have political and finance events well within this, which means you are allowing to see certain events that happen within the stock market to be able to be calculated on how the public views that gauge. And it hasn't even gotten to the US yet. Wait till it does and you'll see this 10x over. Well, the number one thing that caught my eye was the Fed decision in December. Now, you notice here, again, Polymarket shows a consistent graph of showing different, I guess you'd call them, probabilities of these events happening, and it's always shifting in time. Well, right here you have four options: a 25-point increase, a no change, a 0.25 bias decrease, and a 0.5 decrease. Now, each of these have percentage chances, and then once this event happens on December 10th, whichever will win will exit at $1 fully, and everything else will go to zero. But in between, the prices valuations are going to switch. Well, I want to really focus on right here in between all the madness here. The number one thing I want you guys to notice is we're going to look at right here where we see no change and 0.25 bias cut get really close here before they have a double edge split here. So you see on the top here, right above my cursor, you'll see November 19th, 4 in the morning, 0.25 decrease was slightly ahead of no change at this point, right? And everything else at the bottom, not realistic. Now let's go over the charts and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. Now, if we go over to the charts, I trade QQQ options. So of course, Nasdaq is very heavily affected by this fact. So if we go over here, I'm on the 5-minute time frame. I go back to November 19th. You will see market has a very initial rally. Right off day, we break the initial pre-market structure to the upside. Fantastic trade here. And then again, we have an immediate sell-off that again eventually takes out our low of day and tests our pre-market low. We're able to catch a bounce and actually ride a little bit of a pop into extended hours. Well, going back to Polymarket here, we noticed that on November 19th at 4 a.m., right before market open, sentiment is still biased towards 0.25. Now, by the time the market closes at 4 p.m., you will see no change has now shifted heavily favored. Not just semi-favored, heavily favored. But we still see no underlying change in the stock price too drastically here on November 19th. Well, floating into the 20th here, you guys know we had a massive sell-off on the 20th that led all the way down into our lows of 580. This was the most recent dump we saw. Now, this is quite literally from 610 all the way to our first any form of relief bounce here at 590. That is a 20-point drop in QQQ. Well, what exactly happened? Well, let's go back to Polymarket so we can see exactly what happened. Right here, you notice by the November 20th, 4 a.m., no change is 100%, way ahead on 76% versus 22%. That means the market sentiment has changed. Everybody now believes that there will be no rate cut in December. And you can see right here at 4 a.m. November 20, and then 4 p.m. it's starting to come down a little bit, but all in between that time frame, this percentage, we look right back here on the charts, you will see this massive sell-off. Now, everybody, when this sell was happening, was going, well, how can I have predicted that was going to happen? Who would have known that 20-point sell-off was going to come on Qs? Well, Polymarket is your answer. This right here shows sentiment and priced in actions in relative time. you will see that Polymarket has priced in and understands the fact that no change was at a 76% likelihood, and it shows reflecting on the intraday stock price by showing QQQ sell off $20. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen every time. I'm also not saying this 100% is going to come to fruition, but I firmly believe this is a very good tool that you can utilize coming in 2026 to be able to have a better conscious awareness of market sentiment and how the market is pricing in future events, so that when these events happen, you can additionally help on the rumor of buy the rumor and sell the news. You'll be able to better gauge on how to take your positions based on these events by understanding the flow of prediction markets. Now, we have this massive sell-off that eventually leads into a bottom. Now, if I go back to Polymarket, you will see that right after November 20th, 4 a.m., November 21, 4 a.m., we start to get a very cascading flop here. Right after November 21st, 4 p.m., we officially get a swap or a drastic change. Now, let's look back at the charts here. Go back after our sell-off. Now, November 21st, remember at the end here at 4 p.m. here, right about here, sentiment has 100% changed on Polymarket. So, right after it changed on Polymarket, let's see what happens to the market. Now, going into the next trading day on the 24th over the weekend, would you look at that? QQQ goes from 595 all the way up to 605, a $10 move up after we saw everything change. Now, you might be wondering, well, what happened after this? Well, let's go back to Polymarket so we can see the rest of the trend. We only saw 0.25 bias decrease, increase in probability throughout the rest of the week. So if we go back to the charts, what happens the remainder of the week? Oh, we just continue to pump. Would you look at that? This is how I believe you can gain an edge in 2026 on the market by utilizing prediction markets like Polymarket to understand the way that market sentiment is swifting and how priced in some of these events are. So again, I hope this helps a lot of you guys understand where I'm coming from. Again, 100% my opinion, not financial advice. I think you guys should do your own research and stuff. But I firmly believe from my own research, this would be a great tool for some of you guys looking for an edge in 2026. Again, my name is JGM from Mind Over Market. I appreciate you guys very much. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you guys for tuning in.